Hey guys, Eric here with my wife Angel. We're out here at Giant. I'm going to turn up the brightness.
Yeah, because I can't see. So,
Alright. So, we were just talking about... We got into an argument because here's what happened. We're out talking about possibly going over to True Green. And we're talking about our future and plans and possible options that we have. She's an INFJ2, for those of you who don't know. INFJ-T, turbulent type. INFJ-A, assertive type. Alright, so, we're out there talking, right? Man, this camera makes my face look very oily. I don't like it.
off topic.
Sorry, no, she's right. Thank you. My videos are going to be a lot better going forwards. Thank you. We're talking, we get into an argument, talking about the future, possibly True Green, and then she jumps to, I feel like I've wasted this year. And I said, no, you've not wasted it, you've invested it. Here's why. Men think in boxes. If I haven't told you guys this before, I think I have in plenty of my other videos. I think in straight lines. Women, everything's connected. She jumped, a topic from one topic to another, like a lot of women do. Not a bad thing. It's just how your brain is wired. It's a proven fact. It's also a proven fact men have more serotonin in their brain. Our brains are not wired to talk. We actually cannot communicate for long and process lots of words at once. Men's brains, when formed inside of the womb, is genetically different, biologically different. We don't have the capacity in our brain to process words and conversations like you women do. That's why men don't talk as much. It's a statistical fact, because we can't. Physically, we can't. Our brain can't process it. So, she jumped around on a topic, and she was trying to vent. Made no drop to me whatsoever that we were changing, that I had to change boxes in my brain. Bren. Right. Men categorize things. Like in words today, I hope. Men's. You say it. Men.
Men.
Thank you. Men like to categorize things. See, she fixed me. Men like to categorize things. That's how we function with our brain. Each topic has its own little box in our brain. When we're changing topics, we're changing boxes. If you do not give a man that forewarning, you're going to lose us, and that's where communication arguments happen. So she starts venting. I don't know about it. She says, I feel like I've wasted my life, and I'm still thinking we're talking future. No, you've invested it. She said one thing's gone wrong after another, and I'm thinking to myself, you have no hope about the future. You pessimistic woman. How dare you drag me down today? I will not stand for this. And then I went off on her. And said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm not doing this right now. You want to be pessimistic? You do it all you want. I have hopes for the future. I'm not going to let you drag me down. And now all I want to do is say, F my life. I don't want to think like this. I'm going back. And I walked away. Very angry. And she let me walk away, knowing that she knew what was going on. I didn't know what was going on, so I'm upset about that.
When you're angry, me telling you stuff, it does not work. Okay?
Same with you.
I have to wait till you calm down. So yeah, I let you walk away.
I have to wait till you calm down, or else it turns into a heated refute between the two of us.
Exactly. So we gotta let each other calm down. It's pretty much the pattern.
That's how INFJs are, I found out today. INFJs are very headstrong, obstinate people. If you don't know what obstinate means being set in one's own course of actions and thoughts despite attempts to persuade them otherwise. Refusing to listen. Put that in there. So, today we have come to the conclusion, just talking about this now. Not only are INFJs very obstinate people, but the solution when an INFJ gets like this, if you're their friend, I've been around some at the workplace, they all get like this. They'll go off, and they'll go off, and they're right, and they know what they're talking about, and you're wrong, so change your way of thinking to the INFJs, because they know what they're talking about, and then they calm down, and then they're trapped, and they don't want to talk about it, and acknowledge it, because they're too, at least for the male. You can tell them what it's like for you, but for the male, men, again, our brains aren't wired the same way. When it comes to communicating, typically men don't communicate as well. Most men are not articulate enough to say what they're feeling and thinking. I'm in the minority, which is great because I can make these videos to advocate for men. But when the male INFJ goes through these moments, he just gets angrier and angrier and blows up more and more often, and you'll notice that as a pattern. The reason is because he unspokenly wants you to forgive him and tell him it's okay, you're not upset, in a calm manner, because he feels bad that he ever lost his temper to begin with. And when he calms down, he's no longer obstinate. His mindset has changed. He's willing to think differently, and he reflects on what he said and did and is like, ew. So you can ask her. I just got angrier and angrier and never apologized until she said she loved me and wasn't upset. And then usually I would say, I'm just feel so, and then go off on it. And then I'd say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to, etc. What's it like for you, though, whenever you, because you've had your moments too, and what goes through your mind afterwards?
It's pretty much the same way. I beat myself up. You know me.
Well, yeah, but you beat yourself up partially because you're an INFJT. Turbulent types typically have wild emotions that cause quite a few personal battles. The INFJA has the opposite problem. We don't really feel quite enough. We're a lot more analytical, so we rationalize our emotions instead and say that they don't make sense. Instead, emotions are just a way for us to understand patterns and intuition more. Where for the turbulent INFJ, they guide. Your emotions kind of guide your extroverted feeling to love people and harmonize with them. The INFJA has a desire to use and understand emotions to harmonize. That's the difference. You feel to harmonize. The INFJA rationalizes to harmonize in the best possible way.
Yeah, so I just beat myself up.
We get into conflict because of that, by the way. A lot of times I over-rationalize her feelings, and she wants her feelings to be acknowledged and understood, and I struggle to do that because I've tried to just understand the patterns of her behavior and what she needs based on her emotions, and she wants me to feel and cry and with her, and it just doesn't happen. She makes her frustrated too. I'm right on the money, aren't
I? Quit being right.
Yeah, so what do you see about, because I'm the one thing that INFJAs do not do very well is understand our own emotions. And I think that's true with all INFJs, but I think INFJTs have a harder time understanding their emotions, and yet an easier time putting themselves in other people's shoes. Have you noticed that it's easier for you to sympathize with someone than for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big time.
And that being said, it is hard for me to understand why people do the things they do sometimes. Understanding their emotions isn't enough. So I end up hurting her because she gets like in those moments where she just doesn't want to say I'm sorry. I never say it's okay because I have trouble understanding what she does not say.
I will say this. We know what we're feeling emotionally and everything. We just don't understand why.
Well, I mean, yes.
That's at least for me.
I understand why things happen for you. Sometimes I struggle to understand it with myself. Mm-hmm. But the problem I run into is I am not self-discerning enough to stop when I am angry and identify with what is causing me to be upset. Where I notice you are, and I don't understand how. INFJTs know what's making them upset in the moment. INFJAs, from at least me, I struggle with that. What do you think that is?
We can dive deep into our emotions and really feel it and bring it out.
Okay.
Just drag it out.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it hurts. Especially if you're sad and you're bringing out sadness.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I used to act more like an INFJT, but I was just hurt and broken and my psyche was fragmented. I never really was quite as emotional. I was just crying from pain. And I recognize that looking back on my life.
It doesn't help that I'm a woman, so the emotions are kind of expanded.
That is true. Like I was talking about men's brains, women's brains have more oxytocin levels, and you tend to talk more and understand, multitask in your brain, understand words and what you're feeling a little bit more, or at least need to talk it out. So yeah, that makes sense why, but INFJTs seem to be better at understanding their emotions. Yeah. That's it. I'll see you all next time. You're beautiful.